NBC Montana studios, this is NBC Montana Today.
Good morning, Montana. I'm Jason Ursa. It is very cold outside. We are in a weather alert. We'll toss things over to Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster, who has more on this in just a bit. But here are some stories that we will talk about over the next half hour. Recently, we've had some measurable snowfall. Our weather team takes a closer look at what impact it's had on snowpack. Plus, a controversial gender privacy bill advances in the state legislature. The changes it calls for and how close it is to becoming a law. And another suspected gang-related incident in Missoula lands one person in jail. Does Missoula have a gang problem?
Well, the time is at 5:31. We are waking up on a weather alert day with just some bitter cold outside. Look at our air temperature, 21 degrees below zero right now in Butte. It is 38 below zero this morning in Malta. Now, throughout the morning, we're going to be tracking wind chill values some 20 to even 40 degrees below zero. So make sure you dress in layers, limit your amount of time outdoors, cover your face and your fingers if you're going to be outside this morning. Live look, road conditions not too terrible. Scattered frost and ice being reported across western Montana. Day planner today, if you're looking to get outside, we're not looking for much of a warm up. 11 at 2 p.m. in Missoula, 13 in that 5 o'clock hour. We're going to keep our temperatures in the single digits above and below zero through the afternoon in Bozeman. We've got one more cold night and then somewhat of a warm up. We're tracking our next weather maker in 10 minutes.
It is certainly cold outside, so let's have a look at our Kalispell camera. And speaking of Kalispell, we mentioned that it is cold outside and it also has an impact on our interstates. Now, if you're taking Highway 93, Interstate 93, right now it's dry and normal as I'm looking at the maps of the interstates throughout our area. But if you're on 83, especially as you get towards Whitefish, but anywhere around Kalispell on 83 is snow and ice. So you want to be very careful on the roads. Now, since it is cold outside, we have a school closing to report. Browning Public Schools will have a 1 hour late start today and tomorrow as well. According to the school district, the delay will ensure warm classrooms in all buildings when the school day begins. Now, after a dry start to winter, we have finally seen measurable snowfall across western Montana. NBC Montana's Brianna Henderson is taking a look at what impact it's had on snowpack.
Winter storm warnings and watches have made appearances over the past few days, bringing in wind, cold temperatures, and of course, snow. We have monitored snowpack since the beginning of the season and are happy to report we've seen improvement for a majority of our basins. Right now, some basins, such as the upper and lower Clark Fork, upper Missouri, and Jefferson, are hovering in the 80s range. We also have a few that have made it above 90s, such as the Kootenai, Flathead, Bitterroot, and Madison. But one local basin has exceeded them all, the Smith, which is currently at 122%. While the season isn't over yet, things are looking up for the spring and summer. In Missoula, Brianna Henderson, NBC Montana.
And as we continue to talk about legislature, we've got a new update for you. In Helena, House Bill 121 will go through a final Senate reading today. Now, House Bill 121 is a controversial bill to restrict bathroom and sleeping area use for the transgender community and is just one vote away from the governor's desk. House Bill 121 cleared its second reading on the Senate floor Monday on a party line 32-18 vote. The bill requires exclusive male and female restrooms, changing rooms, and sleeping quarters for certain entities receiving public funding. Now, males and females are defined in the bill by biology and genetics. Proponents say this is a common sense and will protect women, while opponents say it targets transgender Montanans and could actually make some women feel less safe.
It reinforces protections for women and children and outlines specific spaces for their privacy and well-being. And it's about clarity. It provides a clear definition of biological sex.
It is asking trans men with beards to go into bathrooms with women and girls. Think about how uncomfortable that is.
While House Bill 121 will go through a final Senate reading today, the fiscal note says there are numerous technical concerns and it could be subject to litigation. Due to a recent incident, does Missoula have a gang problem? NBC Montana's Kylie Gibson getting you answers.
We reported last week that Missoula police are investigating juvenile gang activity throughout the city. We now have some additional details about an incident allegedly involving suspected gang activity. According to an affidavit, multiple law enforcement officers responded to a report of a male attempting to fight someone and had brandished a gun during an altercation. Officials say the incident happened at Winco in Missoula. The suspect was removed from the store and sat inside of a black vehicle in the parking lot. Prosecutors say that's when officers approached the vehicle and identified this man, 18-year-old Shaden Moses, from previous incidents. Officers ordered Moses to exit the vehicle. Moses was initially uncooperative, but eventually complied and was handcuffed. An investigation discovered that Moses and two of his friends went to Winco and allegedly separated from him in the store. They were later informed that Moses was removed for being, quote, aggressive. According to court documents, the driver consented to officers searching the vehicle, where they found a tan Glock 9mm pistol with a bullet in the chamber located in the backseat where Moses was sitting. Law enforcement believe the tan Glock is involved in two ongoing investigations where Moses is the key suspect. Based on video evidence from inside of the store, officers arrested Moses and charged him with felony assault with a weapon. His bond was set at $1 million in Justice Court on Friday. The county attorney said after further investigation, it appeared Moses approached someone in the store who is related to another affiliate with the gang Southside Bloods. Moses is known to law enforcement as an affiliate of a rival juvenile gang known as Young But Dangerous. Anyone with any information regarding this incident or other criminal gang activity is encouraged to contact the Missoula Police Department at 406-552-6300 or at Crime Stoppers at 406-721-4444. Reporting in studio, Kylie Gibson, NBC Montana.
Several natural disasters recently rocked parts of the United States. However, the impacts of these events are not isolated to just North Carolina or California. Missoula City Club hosted a discussion Monday about the changing insurance landscape statewide. David Sanders with the State Auditor's Office says rates for property and casualty insurance increased by 34% across the western United States. Sanders says this is especially an issue when housing is unaffordable for many.
Pretty sure soon they won't be able to get fire insurance. These companies keep leaving the state and refusing to write fire insurance properties.
Sanders acknowledges the lack of a solution, but says there are measures residents can take.
We can take care of our properties, we can trim trees, we don't have to have mulch, but we can use things like rocks and lava stone and other things around our homes to make them more fire resistant.
Quo says insurance companies don't have to do business in Montana, but residents can take steps to make their homes more attractive for these companies. And we now visit with Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster, who is standing by. Brooke, it's going to be a constant theme this morning. It's cold, and it's cold everywhere.
Right, definitely a cold start this morning around western Montana. It's the Highway 200 corridor that has some of our coldest temperatures. It's anywhere between 20 to 30 degrees below zero this morning along Highway 200. Let's take a live look right now into Kalispell. Sportsman Ski House weather camera scattered frost and ice on your roads this morning. Temperatures starting out below zero. 13 below for you in Kalispell. You'll get to 1 above by around 10 a.m., 4 above by lunchtime. For Missoula, Clearwater Credit Union weather camera, you can still see a little bit of snow out there, at least in the middle of the road. That could create some slick spots, especially if you're going to be turning there in the center lane. Missoula, 4 degrees below zero, dropping to 8 below in that 7 o'clock hour. 1 above by around noon. Temperatures gradually warming up for the end of the week, but we're also going to bring in the threat of accumulating snow. Everything you need to know is coming up in 10 minutes.
Coming up, women being sexually assaulted is a growing problem in the United States. Learn how some Bozeman nurses are making a positive impact in the lives of survivors. Plus, the Super Bowl is not for just watching. The betting numbers are in. Find out how much people wagered during the big game. But first, here is a live look over Polson and Flathead Lake from our Quatucknuck Resort and Casino weather camera. Chief Meteorologist Brooke Foster has your 10-day forecast. That's all coming up in about 10 minutes.